Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to the August gathering. Today we have His Excellency Dr. Rashid Aleem leading us into the 8th Sustainable Development Week. Amongst us, we have guest of honor Dr. Ahmed bin Hassan Al-Sheikh, Chairman DUCAB, and keynote speaker Dr. Patrick Almanward, Chief Executive Officer, Dana Gas. Other than that, we have luminaries from academics and industries who have been working in the field of sustainable development and inclusive growth. And the panel will be discussing in depth on the various aspects of sustainability. The place where we are living in UAE, has been one of the great proponents of sustainability. And all of us, from whichever part of the world we come, from whichever race or religion we come, we just have to go back to our scriptures and see that name any religion, name any sect, everybody has been propagating sustainability, even to the extent that for a running stream, how much water you can use is something has been forewarned and foretold that this is the way the life has to be done. We have to just look at our forefathers. When they were planning, when they were consuming, their main thought process was that what can we leave for the future generations? Unfortunately, after few financial crises, economic crises, and social crises, today the condition stands that what we have consumed, it will take at least next 2 to 3 generations to repay back. This was our flagship event when we started in 2008 after the financial crisis. And that was the time when Dr. Rashid took upon himself to give an option to the investors who were sitting in various free zones and who were facing the challenges of the financial crisis of 2008. We came together, that was the beginning, and subsequently it went on to become one of the most sought after event and the biggest academic public-private event in the Emirates of Sharjah. Today, we all gather to celebrate and to deliberate on this event as to how we move ahead in the coming challenging times. We don't have to go far. If you have to look at sustainability, all we have to do is make a small behavioral change in ourselves and be like a farmer who simply gives back to the soil what he takes out. For all of us, that is what is going to be the way of life in coming times. And if we don't do it, what we are going to leave for our future generations is something that is very scary. Dr. Rashid had, in his book, proposed a different model of sustainability, which was not based on only environment or economics, which had a totally different approach towards sustainability and included religion and other aspects of human life into sustainability. Sustainability without inclusive growth is incomplete. Whatever definition we give, if we look at today modern times, Google is the best example of sustainable thinking. If you look at Google, they did one thing which nobody thought of, and that was that they understood the prioritizing or reorganizing capacity of web. The whole concept of Google is based on this thing, that when you do a search, the web will automatically create a list of events or list of words which are associated with it, and this was inbuilt. And this became the major driver for today's IT growth that we are seeing. IT has been one of the major instrument in making connectivity across the globe. But then information has been passing, but the wealth has remained at certain places, has not gone. We talk about Africa, we talk about Asia, we talk about developing and underdeveloped nation, and we talk about 60% of the population living below $2 per day. Having said that, the distribution of the wealth has been totally uneven, and that has been one of the major reasons for all the global rift and conflicts that are happening. I come from India, And we had recently gone through a demonetization process where two of the highest denomination currencies were made null and void by the government. And there were two facts which came out of it. Number one, that these two currencies constituted 86% of the cash in the economy. And the remaining small denomination only constituted 14%. What they found out was that 22% of the population was using 86% of the currency, and 78% of the population was using 14% of the currency. This was the biggest divide that was there in the society.